Hello, Tubies. It's me, Sheila Truelove, your advice coach. And today, I don't know what I'm going to name this topic, but I know it has something to do with narcissism because this type of behavior is definitely narcissistic. What we are watching here is the show For My Man. I don't know how many of you have seen this show, but you can see this show. It's on YouTube. And what I've noticed after looking at all of these seasons and analyzing all of these shows, I've noticed how these women, they were doing great. They was doing wonderful things. They were achieving a lot, and they were doing great as long as they were focused on, what was before them. But the moment they brought some dusty dude, build a bum into their lives, look at how their lives unravel. This is also something that I wanted to record because you have so many males out here who talk about they want good women. Good women are hard to find. Yeah, all these women are hoes and blah, blah, blah. Look, the next time some guys sit up there and tell you it's hard to find good women, you bring it to their attention. If you want good women, like I said in one of my previous videos, you need to be better fathers, number one. Prostitution should be a thing of the past. That should not exist. Who's supporting this prostitution? Who's keeping prostitution alive and well? And let's not forget, the porno industry is a $1 billion industry. Billion. Who's sitting up here buying these pornos and watching these pornos and paying into it? You have some women who are into porno. I mean, I know that there are because I'm not living in a cave. At the same time, it's mainly these dudes. Men don't look at porno. Only dudes and bums and maggots look at porno because they want to encourage and support this porno. Look, if you have a business and there's no customers or there's no clients, that business is going to go out of business. It's going to dry up. Am I right or wrong? Yeah, the only reason why this porno and prostitution is still alive and very, very lucrative is because of these dudes out here. They're the ones who's keeping it alive, and these are the very same ones that will sit there and complain, where are all the good women? I also wonder, okay, let's just check this out. This is a female who she had a rough upbringing, and she ends up meeting some character who has a hidden agenda, but she sees him as somebody who's going to look out for her and blah blah blah. Let's take a look at this, please. Watch with me.
And therefore, she started to develop this me against the world mentality. But all of that was a mask for what she truly felt, which was that she was alone.
And she is living pillar to post, sleeping here, sleeping there, using drugs, not connected to anything of real value. So one day she's out looking for dope.
That's when friends tell her about a Haitian-born dealer, 31-year-old McKinley Desir. He's a one-stop shop to get your fix.
Thanks, dude.
Janae tracks him down in the parking lot of a local motel. She tells him she's looking to score cocaine and flashes some cash she earned turning tricks. But McKinley takes one look at her and says he has another payment plan in mind.
I want some more of your money.
He was a very nice looking young man who knew how to talk to young women. He knew what to say, he knew how to say it. He was very effective.
McKinley had two sides to him. One, the personable side you would see when you first met him, and then after a while you would see the business side of him.
The wayward teenager has just unknowingly wandered into the trap of the ultimate street predator, a true hustler who slings drugs and pimps on the side.
He preyed on people who were insecure or didn't have a home or were looking for love.
And right away, he sees that Janae is just his type.
He could see the need and the loss and the abandonment in her. It was probably in her eyes.
They drive 20 miles north to Hollywood, Florida, where he lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. Desperate.
I'm going to pause it here for a moment. Now, do you think for one iota of a moment that if this female had a good father, that she would have ended up this way? Do you think so? Her father would have definitely never allowed his daughter to end up in this predicament. So again, let me stress, if you want better women, be better fathers.
To get high, and no stranger to selling her body, she agrees to swap sex for the drugs. The smooth Haitian shows her a tenderness she's never experienced. Afterward, McKinley makes his new girl a proposition she can't refuse.
McKinley invited Janae to live with him so she could have a household to live in, something that she didn't have before.
He's promising her all the drugs that she might need. He's good looking. He's got a nice car. He's saying all the right things.
The lost teenager can't believe her luck.
Janae was damaged emotionally. McKinley gave her this false sense of feeling secure that everything would be okay. And she came to call him daddy. And that's very symbolic because she never truly had her father in her life.
She was all in.
Did you hear what he just said? That's why a lot of these women say, oh yeah, daddy. No, you're not daddy. You're big daddy. And most of these women who speak like that are women who didn't have their fathers in their lives. You know? And when I stop to think about why you're sitting up here having sex with someone you're calling daddy, are you sitting up there getting off, imagining that you're screwing your dad? And this man is loving it. He's getting so aroused and turned on because he's imagining that he's screwing his daughter. And that is just such a turn on for a lot of sick and twisted individuals.
And she felt like she was going to finally be at home and somebody was going to love her.
She moves in, but McKinley makes it clear she must earn her keep.
And all she had to do was to sell her body, make some money.
She doesn't hesitate and does whatever he asks of her.
My thing here is, this is where I pause, because anytime a man is going to ask you to sell your body and they want you to sleep with other men, isn't that a wake-up call? That clearly shows that this man does not love you. He does not love you, sweetheart. He doesn't. He loves what you could do for him. He loves what he could get out of you, but he doesn't love, not even care about you. He doesn't. Like the Bible says, when a man loves a woman, and if any other man touched that woman sexually, there is nothing you could give that man to try to appease or try to make up for it. That man, you could give him billions of dollars. He don't want that. He wants your ASS. That's all he wants. That's when a man loves a woman. You put your hand on his woman or you touch her sexually, you're done, buddy. You're done.
Before long, McKinley becomes more to Janae than just her pimp.
She fell in love with him. He saw that she's a prophet and that he can put more money in his pocket.
It's quite possible that she really did love him, but perhaps this was some sort of a Stockholm syndrome where a person who has the power of life and death over you, you see this person as a god, and you mistake whatever moments of kindness as their perhaps caring about you, but they really don't.
Pretty soon, the silver-tongued hustler realizes that this girl is different.
She's very intelligent and she's a go-getter. And McKinley saw that. McKinley saw that this is a woman that is business-minded, she's smart, and she's going to make me money.
You know, to be honest with you, if I was in that predicament, I would have definitely been that type of female also. Totally business, what have you. You know, something could have happened to me in my childhood. If I didn't have Jehovah God and Jesus Christ protecting me like crazy, I think because they feel that God and somebody feels that they have something that I'm supposed to be doing in this world that needs to be done. So Jehovah protected me, and Jesus Christ, they protected me. They pulled me out of really bad, like in my home. I had an abusive husband. He was abusive. God got rid of him. My brother, he was also abusive. He has issues when it comes to women. He's always talking about women get themselves in bad positions because of their mouth. Their mouth. And then I would speak to him respectfully, and I would say to him, have you ever taken the time to think about maybe you wouldn't have to deal with women's mouth? What about your behavior? You men want to say that it's women's mouth, and women are saying that it's your behavior. Change your behavior, and you wouldn't hear our mouth. And when you talk about women tend to nag, a woman wouldn't nag you if you do it the first time she asks you. Notice I use the word ask. I didn't say the first time she tell you. You don't tell a man to do anything. You could only ask and hope that he will be a team player and work with you. You know what I mean? But I would definitely have been a businesswoman, definitely all that and the above. So my pimp, he would have been totally loving me because I'm smart, I'm business oriented like all hell. But the one thing he would have had to kill me over, he would have killed me. He would have eventually killed me because when I have to go into this room and start beating on women, I got to start disciplining them and punching them out and hurting them. That's never going to happen, honey. So you need to take the gun right now and blow my brains out because I'm not beating up on no other women. That's not happening.
After just a few months, he gives his best girl even more responsibility. He promotes her to be his right-hand woman, the enforcer, someone to help him keep his stable of women in line.
She looked after the girls, explaining to them what they would need to be doing. It was her job to make sure that the girls gave the money and everything they received, and she would keep control of them.
For the first time in her life, she felt like she was a part of something.
She jumps into her new job with both feet and proves herself right away, devising a way to drum up new business.
She created an email address and used that email address to create an account on the social bulletin board. Now, after Janae sets up the site, he would use her to take pictures of girls and post them for escort services.
Pretty soon, business is booming.
So Janae would get a response to her posting. You know, guys looking for a date with these girls. She was in control of where the meet was going to be, or when the time was going to be.
But McKinley's stable of working girls aren't exactly willing recruits. Like Janae, most are addicts he lured in with the deadly combination of a free high and false hope.
He promised these girls a better life. He promised them that they'll have clothes, money, stability, things that they probably didn't have or that they looked forward to.
But then after the carrot comes the stick.
As soon as they grew to comfort, he would pull them back and say, okay, time for you to go to work.
To keep his girls in the family, the self-proclaimed daddy takes no chances.
He would keep the clothing for the girls, their phones, any of their personal articles in his house where he had control of them.
He padlocks the women in an efficiency attached to his apartment so they can't escape.
And then he would take them around to whatever motels or areas where these girls have sex.
He keeps his girls docile with pills and crack cocaine. The only time they see the light of day is when he forces them to go to work.
The women, they were sleeping with 4 or 5 men a day, $60 to $100 a pop, but they didn't get any of the money.
So they were sleeping with 4 to 5 men a day, $60 to $100 a pop. My question is, did you see that guy's face while he was sitting there? What type of guys sit up here and want to support that? And a lot of these characters that are coming to these young females, they're old enough to be these girls' father, these girls' grandfather. How do you bust, you know, whatever? No, look at this girl. How do you get off on that? That's some craziness to me. And then my thing also is, why is it that when they do bust these prostitutes, like, you know, they pick them up off the street or they catch them, they never bust the Johns. They don't take the Johns to jail, call up their wives and let their wives know exactly what they're doing. The reason we picked your husband up, ma'am, is because he was, having sex with a prostitute. He was soliciting prostitutes. I would suggest that you go to the clinic and get yourself checked and go for a divorce immediately. Or if you feel that you still want to be married to this character, do not have sexual relationships with him without a condom if you insist on staying, ma'am. They never lock these Johns up. They should have a billboard where everyone can look for all these Johns who were caught with prostitutes. That way their wives will know, their children will know. So people say, well, you don't want to hurt the wife. Would you not rather have her hurt this way, opposed to being hurt in the long run with HIV, AIDS, herpes, HPV? Don't you think she should have a right to protect herself at least? They should bring this to the wives and to the public's attention. But the reason they don't do that, because we know that men are running this world. And most of the politicians, the pastors, the bishops, the elders, the ministerial servants, they're all sitting up there with prostitutes, picking up prostitutes. We're going to do a video on that, and I'm going to show you all these pastors that was caught picking up boys, prostitutes. They were caught, busted. Anyway, let's continue.
While they are servicing the men, Janae embraces her role as enforcer, waiting in the bathroom to make sure everything goes as planned.
Well, Janae would follow whatever instruction McKinley gave her. If McKinley said to go slap the girl to keep her in line, she would do it.
Janae was on the team. She was willing to do whatever she needed to do.
You see, that's the part where he would have had to kill me, because I'm not smacking up no freaking woman. I'm a woman. I could imagine how she must be feeling. That part, I'm not doing it, honey. When it comes to the hitting part, no, you're going to have to manage that one. I'll take care of the business, the books, the blah, whatever. But if that's what you're into, beating on women, then whatever, dude. Can't do that one. Sorry.
For McKinley to be happy, for their business to be successful.
Because McKinley basically views the other women in the house as slaves, Janae was manipulated into thinking the same way, almost identifying with the aggressor, because she felt that he had saved her from a life of peril on the streets and owed that to him.
Okay, I'm going to pause this because I'm going to make a part 2, because it's already 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes, and I want to make sure that it all loads. All right, I love you so much. Don't forget to check out my other channel, True Love Ministries. I could really use your support. Thank you for subscribing here. And I love you. You're my tubies. And I will see you in part 2. Talk to you later, baby. Bye.